Eagle-eyed reporters at CNN have uncovered a mysterious payment made to Melania Trump. And while a lot of questions remain unanswered, the information gleaned so far has experts wondering what exactly is going on here. Melania Trump has been conspicuously absent on the campaign trail in 2024. In fact, she's had very few public appearances, most notably at the RNC where she accompanied Donald Trump and didn't even speak like she did in 2016. Now, I'm no marital expert, but it seems like Melania and Donald Trump don't seem to enjoy one another's company very much. But that's not stopping Melania Trump from cashing in on the final weeks of the Trump campaign. Melania Trump appears to have no issue fleecing her husband's base. And just like Donald Trump, she has no problem selling them overpriced junk. That includes a newly released $600 gold necklace celebrating Lady Liberty that you can buy exclusively at Melania Trump's website. I can only imagine how much money these people are making on these poor saps that will spend anything on the Trumps. Melania Trump is also building up hype for her memoir, which comes out next month. She's been releasing a series of videos talking about high-profile incidents that happened in her life. In a desperate attempt to get as much attention as possible to increase her book sales, Melania Trump is even posting videos spreading conspiracy theories about the first assassination attempt on Donald Trump.
I can't help but wonder, why didn't law enforcement officials arrest the shooter before the speech? There is definitely more to this story, and we need to uncover the truth.
And her latest video talks about when Donald Trump had to retreat to the bunker under the White House because he upset his fellow Americans so much that we had the largest protests in our nation's history over the George Floyd murder. Donald Trump mishandled that situation so badly that he put himself and his family in danger.
The loud knocking on my door sent a jolt through my body. The Secret Service agent told me I need to move. Safety was paramount, not just for me, but for the president and all of the other residents in the White House. The violent protest across the country had finally reached Pennsylvania Avenue.
These protests would have never reached a fever pitch if Donald Trump and the right didn't fan the flames and divide our country. And this is one of the points I like to remind people about when they say, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? Because under Donald Trump, we saw the largest civil unrest in our nation's history. But apparently, Melania Trump's grift goes beyond selling gaudy jewelry and books that nobody wants to read. CNN has uncovered a mysterious six-figure payment that was made to Melania Trump.
Profiting off of political campaigning, that's what my new reporting reveals Melania Trump has done. The former First Lady has been rarely seen on the campaign trail for her husband this cycle, but one of the times she has appeared at a political event, she received a six-figure paycheck. It was back in April when she was paid more than $237,000 to speak at a Log Cabin Republicans event in Palm Beach. But what remains unclear is who exactly cut that highly unusual check.
So that screenshot shown by CNN with the payment to Melania was from Trump's latest financial disclosure form. And in that screenshot, you can see that Melania Trump was paid $237,500 by the Log Cabin Republicans for a speaking engagement back in April. But according to the Log Cabin Republicans, they didn't write the check. According to the CNN article, Charles Moran, president of the Log Cabin Republicans, told CNN earlier this month the group did not put up the money for her to speak, and the disclosure form did not give any more information about the source of the payment. The article goes on to say, campaign finance and government ethics experts say a payment to a presidential candidate's spouse to appear at political fundraisers in an election is unusual, ethically questionable, and should, at the very least, be properly noted in the disclosure forms. If the organization did in fact make the payment to Melania Trump, the former president's financial disclosure form may run afoul of ethics rules because it should have listed the sponsor who paid Melania Trump and not just where she spoke. CNN had an expert on who has written extensively about the first ladies of America, and she weighed in on how unusual this is.
Kate Anderson Brower, author of the book First Women, joins us now for perspective and context. Great to see you. So you've written extensively about America's modern first ladies. How outside the norm is it for the presidential candidate's spouse and former first lady to receive a substantial speaking fee like this during a campaign?
Well, I think your reporting is really interesting because of the timing. It's not unusual for a former first lady to earn six figures speaking, but it is unusual during a campaign season, and then for us not to understand where the money is coming from is also very unusual. So it's the timing of this that's interesting.
So nobody is contesting that Melania Trump can make some money at speaking engagements, but it's the timing. Shouldn't she just be out there campaigning for her husband to become president of the United States again? Her becoming first lady should be the honor of a lifetime, and you would think that she would campaign for him without being paid. But I guess Melania Trump has no interest in public service and just wants to make a buck. Her absence from the campaign trail has been noticed by everybody. It's quite the contrast with the Kamala Harris campaign, where Doug Emhoff, Kamala's husband, is out there campaigning constantly and speaking glowingly about her. And even Tim Walz's wife, Gwen Walz, has been making public appearances and firing up the crowd. It leads me to conclude that Melania Trump's heart just isn't in this campaign. And I'm willing to bet that she wants Kamala Harris to win at this point so that she doesn't have to go back to the White House and pretend to be Donald Trump's loving wife once again. And in the meantime, hopefully we'll get some clarity on who's paying Melania Trump to show up to these campaign events. I wouldn't be surprised if the name on the check says Donald Trump.